Hello friends, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink, back with another STAMPtember exclusive limited edition set. Today's collaboration is with Whimsy stamps, and they have this really cute, punny, just chicken in set with all these little chickens. And again, it's one of those, I have a thing for chickens. I actually used to have pet chickens when I was like really little, like toddler, tiny little kid. And I had pet chickens and their names were Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah, anyway. These ones just kind of cracked me up because the looks on their little faces and just everything. I just got a kick out of it. So I stamped the images from that set onto Simon's smooth white cardstock with intense black ink. And then for the majority of my coloring, I did dotting again with my Copic Markers. I did that on the reverse confetti video that I shared a few days ago. And it's just been, I've been waiting. I was like, oh, I need to start like doing that more because it's fun and it's easy. So the majority of these images, that's all I did. Just doing little dots with the markers. And you just kind of layer the colors. And if you stick to similar colors, you know, similar blending families, that sort of a thing, it works. And then as you get, just like with every type of coloring, as you get more comfortable with it, you can start like experimenting and adding other colors and, you know, different ways to add, you know, some texture. But what I really like about this is, yeah, it adds the texture, but it just kind of takes out a lot of the time and effort of, you know, blending colors and worrying about the blends and all that stuff. So that's what I did for the majority of this. And then on a couple of the chickens, like on the, you know, longer feathers and on their heads, I did just regular coloring with my sort of go-to brown combo. Like this is the most used combo since I started coloring with Copics, like E23, E25, E27. And when I'm feeling fancy with a fourth color, I'll bring in E29. I didn't today, but I'm just going to mention that one. That it's just like, it's like the perfect chocolate brown combo. Anyway. I did all my little coloring of all of this, and then I pulled out my white gel pen, my Jelly Roll 10, and added little highlights and a bunch more dots to all the dot areas, of course, just to emphasize that little bit of texture. And as always, this set, along with many of the other STAMPtember sets, does have a coordinating wafer die set, which I don't have, so I fussy cut out all those images. And Whimsy stamps, the collaboration brand, they have this really cute SLIMLINE chicken coop wafer die. I just thought I'd mention it, and I'll link to it so you guys can check it out if you're interested. I thought it was really cute, but obviously I don't have it. There's no way I could get it here in time. So I pulled out my honeybee chicken coop wafer die that I used in a video last year. So I pulled that out, and I die cut some of Simon's white wood grain cardstock, which is just the texture. You'll see the texture more when I do this piece. But the main coop, I blended Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink over with a blending brush. And I'm just working on my little Waffle Flower mini water media mat. And then the like interior, I guess this piece is like the interior of the coop. I blended Vintage Photo with my blending brush over that. And that's where you can see that texture. Just, wood grain cardstock is fabulous. Especially the white, because then you can just make it any color you want. So I did that, added some Hickory Smoke, and then I actually just took the same gray blending brush, and I was just kind of picking up some of that Vintage Photo that was right on the mat, and just kind of blended that on top, you know, to give it that sort of weathered wood sort of a look. And then the little straw, I die cut from just some light yellow cardstock, and then I blended scattered straw and fossilized amber oxide inks, which is my smaller blending brush, just to give everything a little bit of life. And then my card base is actually just a 4 1/4 inch square card. So this Coop wafer die is quite large, and I cut the sides off of it because like the little roof portion that kind of hangs off the sides, I cut those off because I want this card to be able to fit into a standard H2 card. So I just cut those off. It'll look fine once I adhere the roof, which I die cut from black cardstock. So I've adhered this Coop to my 4 1/4 inch card base so you can see just how big it is. It's roughly like 5 by 5 inches, something like that. So adhered that, and then adhered the little roof, and then adhered the interior to the card front, and then I'll add the little pile of straw, And then I'm just going to flip this card over and cut off the pieces of the roof that are hanging off each side. Again, so that this will just fit in a standard envelope. So once I've got those cut off, I'm going to start like assembling my cards. So off camera, I white heat embossed several of the sentiments from the Just Chicken In set. And I embossed them on red, like Simon's lipstick red, which is like bright red cardstock. And then I just cut a strip of a scrap of brown cardstock. I was thinking like little warning signs because the sentiments in the set were just killing me. But so it's like caution, warning, baby raptors. So I white heat embossed all those, trimmed them out, and then adhered them to this sign. Again, the chickens, and the fact that there was 5 of them, like there's like the mommy and the daddy and the 5 kids. And I was like, that feels familiar. And like the haunted look on the chicken's face, it feels familiar. For those that aren't aware, I have 5 children. So yeah. It's like I need warning signs in front of my house. Like, beware of the children. Anyway. I adhered the little sentiments and then the parents to the front. And then on the inside of the card, there's little like chicken feed stamps in the set. So I just put those on a block and just stamped those with that vintage photo Oxide ink just along the bottom of the inside of the card. And then I took the Just Chicken In. I like punny sentiments. I don't know why, even though sometimes they're hard to like say. Anyway, stamped that with lipstick red ink. And then decided I was going to tuck this one that's like popping out of his little leg just into the front of the card there so that the other ones can be basically partying on the inside. So popped all the rest of the little chicks onto the inside of the card. And then I ended up white heat embossing another sentiment from the set just because the top left corner of this card was feeling very just empty. So I adhered to sentiment, and then I pulled out my like go-to, my Trinity Stamps coffee bean heart sprinkles because the color was perfect. So I just stuck a few of those on there as well just for a cute little touch. I'm going to adhere those into place, and then I'm going to pair this card with one of Simon's wood grain khaki envelopes. So I've got the wood grain, and it just goes with all the fun things. So that was my card, just quick and cute and simple. And as always, I will have a link to the STAMPtember sets, like the this set and then the set with the wafer dies. I'll link to that when I mention that they're chicken coop, slimline chicken coop wafer die, all that stuff. That'll all be linked in the description box below the video, as well as on my blog. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye!